Hello, I'm Babara Mitchelhill and I'm going to read you the first chapter of my book, Run, Rabbit, Run. You know how it is when you've got a secret and you can't tell anybody, and you have to go to school and pretend everything's normal, even when you know it's not. Well, it was like that the first day back after Christmas. Heads down, children, copy the sums in your exercise book, said Miss Rossendale, who was teaching us now because Mr. Taylor had joined the army to fight the Germans. I liked Mr. Taylor. He was young and he didn't shout like Miss Rossendale. She was old and had wrinkles and wagged her finger a lot. But that day, I didn't mind, because I got my secret. I didn't even mind when Podgy Watson, who sat next to me in the front row, whispered nasty things about my dad. And I wasn't bothered at break when nobody would play with me except Brenda Watkins, who suffered from rashes. My secret was special. Not a word, Lizzie, Dad had said when he told me. Not even to our Freddie. It'll just be the two of us from now on, which made me feel really grown up. The first lesson of that afternoon was geography, and Podgy Watson was concentrating on a scab on his knee. He said it looked like the map of Africa, and he spent most of the lesson picking it off and eating it. But when he'd finished, he looked across at me and he smirked, and I could tell he'd come up with a new way to torment me. He passed a note across the desk. Everybody knows your dad killed your mum. That's why they won't have him in the army. I screwed the paper into a ball. It was a horrible thing to say. Terrible. A lie. So I jabbed him in the leg with my compass. Twice. It wasn't much, no more than a pinprick, really. But he jumped out of his seat, holding onto his leg and waving his arm in the air. Miss, miss, he called out. Lizzie Butterworth stabbed me, miss. I'm bleeding. Miss Rossendale marched towards us, her face as black as thunder. I sat up straight and I tried to look innocent. Miss Rossendale raised her hand and pointed a finger. She wasn't pointing at me. Roger Watson, she shouted. Mr. Taylor has left me instructions on how to deal with you. Now, go to Miss Oxley's room. What an escape. She hadn't even checked Podgy's legs for damage. Mr. Taylor would have done. It was her, miss, Podgy protested. I didn't do nothing. And he limped out of the classroom, his head bowed, and we didn't see him for the rest of the day.